Hey, what's up, witches? It's Luna here with a reading of the new moon chart for November 4th, 2021. The new moon happens at 5:14 p.m. in the Eastern time zone, so adjust that for your own time zone. I've only got 3 things to talk about on this chart, and one is huge and 2 are minor. Let's start with the huge one. First of all, the sun-moon conjunction is happening at 12 degrees of Scorpio, so like right smack in the middle of Scorpio. Of course, it's always intensities when you've got stuff happening in Scorpio. Pluto, ruling Scorpio, drives things to the extremes. It drives things into black and white rather than gray areas. So this is an intense setting here. And, of course, the new moon is the giant reset button that we hit every month. So in Scorpio, what does that mean? It means resetting on a deeply internal level, on a transformative level, on an emotional level. Scorpio is a water sign. It is fixed water, and it is the ice form of water. Remember that the water signs each represent a different form of water. It's the only element that does that. And Scorpio is ice. So what does that mean? It talks about really hanging on to emotions well past their expiration date. This is why Scorpios get accused of holding grudges beyond the grave, because they do, because the emotions they feel are powerful, like a glacier. They can grind down everything in front of them. And they're slow moving, deep, powerful, slow moving. So it can be really hard on a Scorpio new moon, or if you have Scorpio placements, particularly a Scorpio moon, it can be very difficult to get your emotional energy flowing. So that's what we can be feeling on this new moon, is that things are just kind of frozen in time. Our emotional state is sort of locked in. So what do we do about that? Find a way to get it moving. Do you have music that you listen to that is a guaranteed going to make you cry situation? Or a movie? Same deal. A book, a poem, anything that oh man, I stay away from that because it's going to make me sob like a baby. Okay, go there. Go there, watch it, and once things get flowing, then bring up the rest of the emotional stuff that needs to be processed and point your attention at that. Let the emotions come out of that place, and you will definitely get things moving. Because it's a Scorpio new moon, it can bring intense healing to you. So the thing with Scorpio is it's complete. Scorpio change isn't surfacey. Everything that Scorpios do goes all the way down to their toes. It goes to the core of their being. So we have an opportunity here to reset emotionally on a super deep level in a way that will heal and transform us. Now, if that alone isn't enough, let's take a look at this opposition line here and notice that we have Uranus in Taurus also at exactly 12 degrees. Now, the new moon is at 12 degrees 40 minutes. This is 12 degrees 47 minutes. It doesn't get closer than that, folks. And wow, just let me breathe for a minute. Uranian energy opposing this Scorpio new moon. Uranus is the awakener. Uranus is the lightning strike. It's the Tower card. It shatters the old. It is the lightning strike that causes us to react and to have to wake up. Uranus in Taurus is about updating things on a practical level. You've heard me talk about this before. So Uranian energy is sudden, it's unexpected, it's disruptive, it's exciting. It's anxiety causing. Everything, think of just that buzz, like a high electrical buzz. That's Uranus. Think of the crackle when you hear a lightning strike that hits close. That's Uranus. You hear the crackle, 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 and you better duck and cover because bang is what comes next. This is what's opposing our new moon. So we are being called into consciousness here. We are getting shaken out of our doldrums. For any of us that have been going through this patch of just dullness. And I think it's more than me. Please tell me if it's not, but I think it's more than me. I've seen so many content creators on YouTube that I follow making the same comments like, yeah, I haven't been putting up as many videos lately. I just really haven't been doing as much lately. And it's because culturally, collectively, we really are going through this rough time of having all our edges worn down by this pandemic and by all of the other stressors that are happening in our world right now, politically, health-wise, weather-wise, climate-wise, everything else has been rocking and rolling, and I think it has really pushed us into a tight corner where we are just there with ourselves, keeping ourselves okay as much as possible from moment to moment, and it really has dulled our edge a tremendous amount. I'm thinking that this new moon can be a way to process what has come before, that's been building up and weighing us down in a way that we can really shake those things loose and wake ourselves back up again. So let's take a positive look on it. If you want to look at it, in a negative, what's going to happen to me way, you could be looking at this and going, oh shit, it's going to be awful. And, my house is going to burn down and whatever. In a positive way, oppositions create a lot of energy. And the pull of Uranus here is really that personal earthquake of shake it up, friend. Wherever you've been feeling so dull, maybe we do need something close and personal to sort of catch on fire so that it shakes us out of this dullness and calls us to attention and to action in our life. Now, the fact that this is in fixed signs says that it can be more future-oriented. So this is kind of shaking us loose now, but it's going to be really playing out over the longer haul. So in the witchy, what do I want to call it? Oh, God, words are eluding me today. I'm so sorry. But just sort of the mode of operation of use it before it uses you. Spell work here can talk about what we really need to be aware of, what we're not. If there's something that you've just been shoving to the side in your life, it needs to be dealt with, but you're like, I just can't do it right now, and you keep pushing it aside and pushing it out of your awareness. Uranus could call it back into your awareness in a non-optional way, let's say. So to get on the front end of this, just think about that. What have I been avoiding? What have I been sleepwalking through? What have I been sort of taking for granted that I just need to shake myself into the present moment and start dealing with things, That's what I'm looking at here. And it looks like there's a T-square here. You see these pink lines, but there really isn't, because Saturn is a full 5 degrees off, more than 5 degrees off from the Sun-Moon conjunction and Uranus at 12 degrees. Saturn is at 7. So I'm not going to call that a T-square, as much as you'd like to. But let's look at the two other things that I want to talk about here, and they are a couple of sextiles with a Venus-Mercury sextile. Venus in Sagittarius at 29 degrees, Mercury in Libra at 28 degrees. And sextiles open up opportunities. Venus is how we show affection, what we love, what we value, and of course Mercury is how our mind works and how we communicate. So the two signs, Sagittarius and Libra, are the two you would absolutely pick when you want people to be understanding and kind and compassionate to each other and to reach across divides here. Venus in Sagittarius says that I show affection in a broad way, that I am open to embracing things that are different from me, that are, culturally very far afield. Sagittarius wants to explore and understand things that are far from where it originated. And then Mercury in Libra, of course, is ruled by Venus, and it talks about communicating in a kind, fair, balanced way. So when we have these two sextiling each other, it says when we really do reach out with a need, a true intent to understand and show affection and value for someone else, this opens up opportunities. And the opportunity is for kind communication, excellent negotiation, to move ourselves forward in our value systems, to broaden our value systems and be able to express that. So what a wonderful aspect it is there. And sextile is considered one of the major aspects, but some people call it minor because it doesn't stir up a lot of energy. Like trines, sextiles are positive. I don't like the positive negative words, but they don't generate energy. They don't cause problems. They just open up doors and bring opportunities. So we have this wonderful opportunity to communicate in a loving way, in a broad-minded way, in a compassionate acceptance way with people that are different from us. So that sounds wonderful. Then we have this, so was that the one I wanted to look at? Yes, Saturn Chiron sextile as well. So Chiron is the nature of our woundedness, and currently, collectively, the nature of our woundedness is hair trigger. Hair triggery and very reactive in Aries. It says that we are wounded by the aggression that's around us, by the, our culture, our world's warlike vibe that has been the case for eons, probably since there have been humans. So when we sextile that to Saturn, which means responsibility, limitation, structure, duty, and Saturn is also the Lord of karma. So Saturn here in Aquarius is ruled by that Uranus. It says it's time for us to wake up to the price of our actions. Wake up to our personal and collective karma. And it brings an opportunity then when you take responsibility for your own awakening, then there's an opportunity to start healing the wounds. Okay, so that's the Saturn Chiron thing, is an opportunities to heal wounds when we take personal responsibility. So kind of we got to come off of the whole just reactive about my wounds and not listening to anybody else. Be responsible for your own awakening. And then we have the opportunity to also have wonderful, fruitful, kind and loving conversations that can bring more understanding. That's the Sagittarian vibe. They can bring a lot more understanding. So I think that's all I want to talk about here. I think that's all there is to talk about here because all the other aspects are too. Oh, no, wait, there's one more. Sorry. Mars in conjuncting the North Node. So Mars in Scorpio. Mars has just entered into Scorpio, and Mars is a co-ruler of that sign. In Scorpio, Mars rules oh boy, what do you have a boner for? What is your deep desire, kind of a physical desire, the passion that just wants to push you forward. So perhaps with Mars in Scorpio and Uranus opposing this new moon, we can really have a lightning strike that generates our passion again, that brings us back into that desire and that passion that moves us forward. So North Node is the way forward, the karmic way forward, new karmic territory. In Gemini, again, it talks about communication. We need to communicate our desires. In this way, when we communicate them, we can find other people that share our passions, and that can help us as well. But since it's an inconjunct here, there's an adjustment. So give me just a second here. Okay, so considering we've got Mercury and Mars are 5 degrees apart now, but and Mercury will be closing in on Mars in Scorpio in just a day or two. So that conjunction is going to be, is ruling, that Mercury ruling the North Node. So again, communicating desires. But the adjustment here, I think, needs to be, how passionate are we about communicating these things? Because the way forward is the communication itself, North Node in Gemini, not the passion or the drive or the boner, okay? So we really need to keep the mental faculties engaged when we're looking at our own passions and our desires. And we need to communicate about those in an acceptable way, in a logical way, in a way that really conveys what we're trying to communicate, and not just rolling over people with this big Scorpio energy of, this is what I want, Down in the bottom here, I didn't look at this in the beginning. We've got a Scorpio chart signature, go figure. We don't have any real standouts there. We're kind of low on mutability, high on fixity. So kick off something on this new moon that might take a while to unfold. This is perfect energy for that. When you have fixed energy, it means that you can hang in there over the longer haul with it. So I would say work on starting a project here for the long term as far as your ritual work goes. And you will certainly have plenty of energy. Uranus is the energy of change. Scorpio is the energy of transformation. So we can certainly start something here that can go over the long haul and bring some big, big, big transformative change. Sorry that this has been a little longer than most of them. I thought I had less to talk about this time. I guess I was wrong. If you enjoyed this, please consider shooting me a donation or buying me a cup of coffee or something down below. Nothing is too small. And I will see you next time, Wednesday nights, for my live streams and the occasional weekend for prayer and spell circles. Until I see you again, this is Luna. Blessed be.